Well, with Canada's weak dollar and tough Trump tariffs, it would appear there is not much of an appetite to visit the U.S. And that is relatively true across the country, with flight bookings down. But here in Calgary, the market remains stable and travelers are booking summer trips south at the same or even higher levels than last year. Tyson Fedor with more.
Carolyn, Charles, and her girlfriends are off to Nashville for a bachelorette party.
I have friends and family down in the States, so I haven't had any issue traveling in between since Trump has got in.
Albertans are jet-setting south.
Had we not booked the tickets, we probably wouldn't be taking this vacation right now.
Statistics Canada shows nearly 85,000 Canadians returning to Calgary by air in March from overnight stays in America, a slight decrease from last year. However, 33,000 Americans flew into Calgary last month, up from 2024.
Some of the airlines are still making bets on the U.S. market for this summer.
An aviation analytics firm says Canadian domestic flights for the summer booked between January and March are up 11% year over year. On the contrary, nationwide flight bookings to the U.S. are down nearly 20%.
Calgary to U.S. market is relatively stable, with the bookings for similar periods for this coming summer are right on for what they were last summer.
Arizona Tourism says in 2023, 822,000 Canadians visited the Grand Canyon State, spending $1.1 billion Canadian.
Arizona is here. We are welcoming to our Canadian visitors.
And it's that business that keeps many smaller communities thriving.
You know, a lot of them have mining history and mining culture, or they've evolved into being, art havens or great places for hiking or bird watching. And Canadians love doing that.
We love going there. I hope that we can keep that going, but we'll see what happens.
But our closest neighbor, Montana, is already feeling the effects of a U.S. boycott from Canadians.
Some businesses are saying they're not seeing much of a change, while we are seeing others say, yeah, we're down 20, 30, 40%. And I just heard of a business the other day that said that they've lost all their Canadian visitors this year.
Land border crossings from February and March are down nearly 9,000 year over year.
We just want people to know that, whether they choose to come now or come later, we're always going to be here.
And Tyson is live for us at the airport. Tyson, although more Americans are coming to Calgary, that's not the case across the country.
It's certainly not, Camilla. And Statistics Canada releasing a new report today actually showing that the amount of Americans visiting Canada in February of this year was actually down 5.3%. It's the first year-over-year decrease since March 2021. And if you remember, that time we were in a pandemic and you needed a vaccine passport requiring your entry into Canada at that time. Now, the majority of Americans coming to Canada during February of this year was actually by vehicle instead of by air. Camilla?
Tyson, thank you so much.